staff report to support approval of the coastal development permit, including the project is not within the 300-foot appealable zone. And find the application is allowed under the 2021 annual growth policy. That concludes my presentation. I'm available for any questions.
Thank you. Any technical or procedural questions for staff before we open the public hearing? Okay,
And I would just add that the city did notify the neighbors as required with 10-day notice, and also had this noticed in the newspaper.
Excellent. Thank you. So I'll open the public hearing. Public hearing is open. Anybody wish to testify for, against, or provide any information? It's not necessary, but if you do, name and address. Nothing?
Yeah, thank you for your service. Do you have any questions or no?
Okay. I'm gonna, any questions? Anybody wanna- Okay, I'm gonna close the hearing. Hearing closed. Any general discussion or motion?
So we're not getting any feedback anymore online, so we don't have to work, right?
That's correct.
Questions? Okay.
That's correct.
Do I hear a motion? It seems pretty simple.
A motion for approval with the incorporating the staff findings.
Okay, it's moved to approve
I'll second.
and seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing none, call for a vote?
Chairman Hewitt,
Yes?
Commissioner Putnam,
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, it's approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I should say that 5 generations of my family have found Caroline to be
Okay, next issue, items of discussion, anything, anybody?
I do.
Thank you.
And it has to do with transient rentals in general. Since I've gotten back on the planning commission, I've heard a few complaints. And I always tell people, go to, can I share this? Oh, it looks like I don't have one. Okay. Anyway, as far as transient rental complaints go, we have a form here. I was not sure after talking to Donna earlier today or yesterday that we have any procedure for a revocation hearing, which we used to have. We used to have that, and apparently, I don't, David, can you shine any light on this?
I can. So we do have a procedure for a revocation hearing, and I can anticipate bringing some to commission sometime this summer. At this point, we have a couple that we're working our way through the finance department as far as failure to comply with the taxing requirements. Once we get those documents in order, finance department will bring them to the commission, present you with that packet and that request. There are others that we are looking at. We've had regarding noise complaints in the use of the rental unit. So we don't have any of those ready to tee up, so to speak, for Planning Commission, but we are in the process of kind of documenting those complaints as they've come in and trying to address those initially with the homeowner. And if they cannot be adequately addressed, we will bring those to Planning Commission. So we do expect, but we anticipate by the August meeting, we will have that on your agenda.
Oh, okay, so we do we have a procedure.
We have a procedure both on the financial end and on the noise complaint end,
Okay.
if that's
Right.
answers your question.
And I think there are a couple other elements too. Non-responsiveness, they're supposed to have a representative that they can call 24/7 and,
Right.
you know, things like that. So all of those can be part of a revocation hearing.
That's correct.
Okay, all right. I feel great now, thank you.
And hopefully we can bring those to you, but we also have some amendments to our existing regulations that we do want to have that a little more free-flowing and bring some amendments to Planning Commission for your view on those, because we need, I think, to get a better grip on this sooner rather than later. We'll keep an eye on when we have a light agenda. Tonight would have been great, but when we have a light agenda, to bring those for your discussion, so you have some time to.
And maybe we can, because I do always say, because this is a hot topic, that there is a way to revoke permits if they, I mean, it's in the application process, you know, we can take it away just as easy as we give it, but we need them to be able to, they have to come in and do a formal complaint in order for the city to even know that there's an issue, because if, you know, they're talking about it and not bringing it to the city's attention, it's hard for the city to know any of that's happening. So maybe when we're talking about that, we can get something on the website or somewhere that's easy for someone to file a complaint.
That's a great point, because the tax end of it, we can handle in-house, and we do that investigation. But the complaints, if it's a noise complaint, that gets a little more difficult. For example, if it happens on a Friday night and they
Right.
call on Monday, that ship has sailed. There's no way for us to document that that has happened when it happened. So the sooner we can get that information, and I do think it's a great idea to put it on the website.
Yeah, because it's easy.
Right.
But that's been a problem in the past, like you say, if something happens on a Friday night,
Then you forget by Monday.
no,
yeah.
you not forget.
Well,
If you call the city
Right, I agree.
on a Friday night, who answers? That happened before, they were doing that, that was a few years ago, remember? But they couldn't, you had to let the city know, but then there was no way to let the city know. It says, you know, we're closed, call
Right.
back Monday.
Well, our recommendation has been, when that's been raised, is to call the sheriffs. Because even though the sheriffs might not be something they would cite anybody for, they will have a paper trail of it. They can document that they were called at 9:15 on Friday night, they went out there at 9:22, there was 6 carts, there was 22 people on. They can do all that. It might not be a charge, but we, the city, can then get that report.
No, but it used to be in the appeal process, the thing was, you had to tell the city and the sheriff.
Right.
And then file something, and at the time, there was a recorder on that just said, call back on Monday morning, so
Right,
that was an issue.
yeah. We are getting it out to the people that are calling and saying this, we are telling, please call the sheriff.
I kind of remember we had a dedicated phone line, whether it was an extension or whatever it was, and people could lodge their complaints.
Yeah,
at-
but then that verbiage was still there to do that, but nobody answered the phone, then it became a call back Monday.
I think we can make it easier,
Yeah,
just everybody's always on
yeah.
computers or on their
Yeah.
phone, that something on the website, we can maybe work
Yeah, no,
together and
that
put
would
something,
be
and you could just
easier, yeah.
click on and file a complaint.
Right. Well, the city's new website that we're in the process of doing all the backdoor stuff, it'll be right on your phone. There'll be an app that you can click. So, I don't know if that makes it better or worse, but it'll make it easier.
I mean, at least they'll be heard, you know, and
Right.
that there's a process to, you know, if it's a 1, 2, 3, if it's consistent and it continues,
Yeah.
you know, and nothing gets addressed or handled, then there's a process to take that permit away.
But the other thing to tell Bruce, I mean, the last time we had a list of 15, they sent out 15 letters to 15 different properties. Some people just walked away. I mean, they hadn't been used in 3 years, stuff like that, and then a couple of them did respond anyway, but picking it up that way, when it hadn't been used in 3 years, people just, you know, gave it up.
That's a
And
good point.
now that we're not doing CUP, so it doesn't ride with the property, there isn't that much of a thing about, for new people coming in, it's not gonna be worth their while to pay more for a property.
Do we want to
Pick
make
up
this,
the license.
do we want to make this an agenda item so we could,
Well, I think also
instead of just
that,
bringing it up? Because I know we can't really
right,
provide
No,
too
but I
many.
mean, this is just discussion and we're here. You aren't gonna make
No, but I'm
a
wondering,
record
do
list.
we want to bring it up?
Well, we have, but, you know,
But I
Well,
think,
Not yet. We'll just wait.
To step in and I think to back up what the chair said, I think you can obviously ask questions during discussion or do comment, but to the extent you want to take action or have a more robust discussion, it's accurate that it should be agendized as a discussion item on a future agenda.
we can put it on, if,
Yeah.
I'd be
Do
willing
you
to
want
do it on a.
I mean, is
Yeah,
that the
I think-
desire? I mean,
but-
it sounds like it is.
Also, you can go back and look at the meetings, cause we
Yeah.
did this
Yeah.
whole, cause you were gone,
Yeah.
but we did a whole study, go and maybe find some,
Yeah.
and then the city, then there's probably the meeting that the council approved to go to the
Right, yeah,
license.
to the- yeah.
You can get like a staff report on why and all that, so, it's
And
there.
The other thing is people tell me all the time, well, my God, I mean, there's hundreds of them. I said, really, they're not. You know how many there really are? And they're, 600 anyway. No, less than 300. And if you take out Bay Vista and Hamilton, it's kind of shocking. But there are places that just aren't rented, but aren't used, but still in a family.
Well, if the commission is okay with that, Chairman Hewitt, we can keep an eye on the July agenda. If it doesn't get too full for you, we'll add this because this might take some time. But I know right now we have at least 4 items for July. Is that right, Donna?
Yeah, 4
Okay.
and a transient.
And it'll be hard to get people here in July.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
so,
it might not be the best.
right,
Yeah.
so,
Maybe
so
the
we'll,
month
Exactly.
after that.
we'll get this on one of your agendas coming
Yes.
up and get you the information beforehand.
I think that's a
That
great
leads
idea.
me to my other discussion item.
Any other discussion
I will not
items?
be here for the July meeting for either of 2 reasons. One, we'll be rafting down or not rafting, but we'll be going down the Columbia River at the same time the meeting is held. The second reason would be that I'm not reappointed by the council, and then it's none of your business what I'm doing next month.
So true, so true.
So anyway,
Okay.
If it worked out to be August, and I work out to be still here, that
That's
would
a
be a
good
good one for me.
Okay, definitely keep it for August, then, if that's okay with everybody. Sounds good. Any other items? Okay, none. Planning department reports, or interesting new things?
I'll just let the commission know, in future meetings, you might see the name Ryan Birdsey appear on some of the staff reports. Ryan Birdsey is a consultant that the city has engaged. He is with a longtime engineer consulting firm that we have used, and we're using his scope of services to do some staff reports and plan reviews and things like that. So if you see his name starting to appear on some things in your July agenda and thereafter, that's why.
Excellent.
Ryan has, we've engaged him and started funneling some things to him already, so you'll start to see that. But he is with, I believe it's ESG Engineering, that has been with the city for a long time.
So he'll be working remotely?
Primarily remotely. He has the ability to come in, and we talk to him about if we have certain larger issues that are going to be on your agenda, will probably appear, but he'll be remotely otherwise.
Okay.
Thank you. Any city attorney reports? Isaac?
None. I hope everyone with this short meeting gets to enjoy the longest couple of days of the year, I think
Yeah.
yesterday and today.
Good, thank you. Commissioner business? None? Business from the audience? None? We're adjourned. Good night, Tony.
Good night.
Thank you.